Okay, Kirby Smart celebrates his anniversary and goes to media days all on the same day. Two of his favorite things. Um, yeah, look, his message today I think was pretty simple, Ryan.
Yeah, it's fire, passion, and energy. They're valuing relationships over transactions. That's something he said in a couple of different ways today. Why? Because money is a big part of all of this now. And he said it a couple times. That was the one quote. And then he said he doesn't want transactional players. He wants players that are real and love football and all that. And they're not just there for money. But it's a big part of it now.
That is an easy thing to say.
It is.
I just want to jump in and just say that is an easy thing to say, and that you can't. You're laughing at me, or
No,
I mean, like, do you do this job for free?
No, I just thought it was funny because it was a little bit of a recruiting pitch, but he's also signed guys who weren't about the team and were about themselves. Julian Humphrey. And maybe some others.
That was impressive.
I mean, but it's the truth, and we try to live in a reality here. And I think if you're Kirby, that's something that he wants to do better, right? If he's signing 30 guys, he wants all of them to be as invested as the other 29. And he loves to say, if you love the program, if you love to compete, and you do bring that fire and energy and passion, it rubs off on everyone else, and that's how you build a championship team. And he talks about continuity all the time, not only within the roster, but in his staff. And he says having coaches, remain on your roster or on your staff year after year, that helps everyone. So he did a good bit of talking there, but at the end of the day, he wants guys who are not there for money. He wants guys there who play hard and want to be developed and, can help them win a championship and just plays hard. He wants guys there who play hard and practice hard.
I just don't. You can't. It's both, and once you start, it's the first time. One of the first times I've heard Kirby Smart not be on the front foot, for lack of a better term. I mean, the world has changed for sure, but I want guys who want to be at Georgia. That's new for me, because I think typically they would just go get anybody they could. That you want the best player, and if you have to pay top dollar for the best player, there's nothing wrong with that now, and that is what it is. And I think it's just, to be honest, I think it's, from my perspective at least, my opinion is, it's slightly disingenuous to say, and maybe this is not the way he said it, but to say we can't, we want the money can't be the number one focus. This could be some of these guys' only shots to cash in. I mean, like, Josh Brock just took over. Y'all don't even know who Josh Brock is. Josh Brock has taken over the radio call at Georgia. Josh Brock got hurt like in 2003. He really didn't play a lot after that at all. That could have been Josh Brock's only opportunity to cash in. Or what about
David Jacobs?
David Jacobs, or just whoever. Danny Ware played in the NFL. That's a bad example, but certainly shock. I mean, like, there's a lot of people that this. I just think you can't. It's tricky. This is a tricky situation right now to navigate. But I just don't know. I think you have to be completely honest with your audience, whoever that may be.
I think that
and so, like, I just want to say this real quick too. Like, there's no pom-poms here. And what I just said, other people, I just don't think the other people are going to say that.
Yeah, I think that part of it is a recruiting pitch, right? He's trying to create a brand. He's trying to create an aura.
Money is a
for the
recruiting
kids.
pitch too, is it not? If someone someone came to y'all and said, "Hey, we want to pay you double or triple what Dawg Post is paying you right now," really, you're going to hang around?
I love you, Dean. But
Exactly.
You're thinking about it.
Depends on what the job is.
Well, no, same job. I mean, like, these guys are all making a decision to do the same thing. Now, the ramifications from the decision could be different. I mean, there's no place better to be developed than Georgia or Alabama or like high-level places. But if all the high-level places are where you're picking from, clearly the money would make a huge impact on, particularly if it's double, which is alleged constantly. Whether that's true or not, who knows? Sorry.
Well, I was going to combat what you were saying a little bit.
Okay,
I think it is a recruiting pitch partially. It's trying to create a brand and as the kids say, aura right?
What's
You
the
familiar
thing?
with that word?
Not
You're
yet.
not?
667? No, not yet.
I do get the 6-7
Okay,
meme,
gotcha.
but I
No, I have no idea. Continue, Ryan.
all right. Anyway,
This is me right now with Matt.
anyway, I think that there is truth to it, though. I mean, they are looking for particular types of people, right?
That's true.
They care about Georgia more than that, and I think that now that the money is such a big aspect of it, I think everyone is, and especially him, is just going to have to accept these. Some of these kids are just going to take the higher offer, and they're going to have to settle on other guys. The part that I think that you are saying is maybe disingenuous. Are you saying the part where he's going, like, that's fine, like, we're okay with that, we want to find guys that want to play for Georgia? Because he made a comment saying, we'll scout 1,000 corners that are quality corners and they could play for Georgia, but it's about guys that, like, really want to play for Georgia and don't care about that stuff. Is that the part you're saying is a little disingenuous?
So first of all, the person I'm talking about has won 2 national championships, the head coach and all this. I mean, he's clearly more qualified than I am. I'll put it this way. Let me put it this way, and it's a sentence. It's just a sentence. You don't want to become Clemson. You don't want to do this whole thing where, gosh, it's okay if they don't want to come here. They weren't Clemson guys, or all this, like, we're gonna win with our guys. Like, well, no, just go win a lot. I mean, that's what I would say. And this is not the richest program in the country, but it's a program that's won the most national championships lately. It's got the highest paid head coach. We're in downtown Atlanta. You can throw a rock to Coca-Cola, Delta. I mean, Fortune 500 is crawling around here. Money, is an aspect of life. It is not the only thing in life. And I understand he speaks in sound bites. We do too. But you just don't want to become like a bitter. And now I'm saying stuff I'm not even trying to say. If there's a good player out there and the player costs X, you need to pay X. That's it. And if they make the decision that X is not enough for them at Georgia, then that's what it is.
And I'll say this, I'm obviously covering recruiting. Not everyone is going to take a discount to come to Georgia.
That's the best. I should have said it that way.
Some guys have taken less money to play for Kirby and the Dawgs. Not everyone's going to do that, especially if another program who could be very, very good, another elite program, says, we'll offer you double the amount.
Nor should they. I mean, that's the part I'm talking about being disingenuous.
David Pollock could have made so much money. And
not coming out of Shiloh, though.
Right. But during his career at Georgia, and then he, has that bad injury as a rookie.
And the Bengals, yeah.
I'm sure he would have loved to have had, maybe some NIL dollars that he could sit on for a little bit before figuring out what he's going to do after his career at football. But especially if you're not a Georgia legacy and you just happen to grow up
we're talking about
Georgia,
Atkinson, right? He is the most recent. So I was just going to say.
He's not the only one.
But that kid is really good.
Yeah.
Period. And, like, if someone's going to pay him a lot more than Georgia, why would he go to Georgia? He would not. I mean, like, what is the difference between Texas and Alabama and Georgia and Ohio State? When Texas hasn't won the national championship this decade or since 2005, that's about the only difference. I mean, all these schools can really put guys into the league. Georgia had really good linebackers. Alabama has 2. Ohio State's got some as well. But, like, if this is it comes down to money, what aspect of life often doesn't come down to money? I mean, like, love. Like, you're not married, but, like, I didn't marry for money, but money is is something you have to deal with every single day. How are we in this car right now? Someone paid for it. So, like, I guess I'm less. I guess I'm.
Is it
jaded? I
don't hate the player, hate the game.
I don't think. I mean, Kirby Smart is so good at this that I think that it's my only talking out loud criticism of it is, like, just pay them. Or get someone who will, because
like you were saying, all these companies that can't afford it, why don't they arrange for that to happen? Like,
I don't know enough about it.
And that's the situation where it's like maybe he just doesn't want people that feel entitled when they walk in making a bunch of money.
Now that may be a strategy, as they say. The Dodgers don't win the World Series every year. Who won it last year?
The Dodgers.
Hey, listen, check out our really neat t-shirt from our Riding Home t-shirt from our buddies at Red Zone. Who's got the front?
I can
throw up the front real quick. So we got this, and of course, everybody, like we don't do this for money, but like you can't, like these products cost money too. Like it's really neat, old school kind of like 90s-ish vibe with the pocket square and not the pocket square, but the pocket in the front. Hey, look, one other thing. We're coming up on that time of the year. Hey, get 3 months of Dawg Post and this magazine for $15 right now. A lot of people are taking advantage of that. Make sure you're taking advantage of it right now. Look, I'm not turning on Kirby, but my flag goes up, my red flag goes up when I hear that sort of stuff. It seems like it's partly code for the reason we got beat was the money, and that's the only reason. And it's like, yeah.
In some cases, the number 1 guy on your board is very expensive, and maybe the number 2 guy on your board you like just a little bit less, and that's why he's number 2. But he's a lot cheaper. And I think some instances Georgia is okay with that.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, you know what it's going to take to get these guys. If you want him bad enough,
he's really good too.
You're gonna have to spend that money to get him or a Justice Terry or a Jackson Cantwell. And if it's out of your price range, it's out of your price range. But you move on.
Now it doesn't. So the other thing is, it does not guarantee success for Texas or Ohio State that they get them, or that they don't. I mean, like Caleb Downs is at Ohio State right now. He's not at Georgia. He's not at Alabama either.
No, he's doing just fine for himself.
He's hanging in there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the talent's going to win out in the end.
You would think.
Most of the time. But I guess if you're a player and you feel there is no place like Texas, Ohio State, Alabama, none of those places are going to prepare me the way that Kirby and Georgia and Glenn Schumann or whoever it is that Georgia is going to prepare you, that's a personal choice, right? If an extra million or an extra 500,000 is worth more than that to get coached by Steve Sarkisian or Kalen DeBoer or something, right? Those are just personal choices at the end of the day.
Not
$1 million.
Not everyone's
That's the
life
case
is
in
the
some
same.
of these instances.
No, I'm saying, you know, you can buy a beach house for that. Like, you know, that is a significant. That's life. That can be life-changing money, and then everybody will come in. Well, there's taxes and like, yeah, okay, whatever, man. I mean, that's not the point here. It's all relative. So it just, you know, this is the new world we live in, and I do think that, and I've gotten sidetracked on this whole thing now. I don't think it prevents Georgia from getting the number 1 class necessarily. They will. I think we still think that they will get some kids in the very near future. I also think that the math has changed a little bit at Georgia and around the country. Texas has become much more sophisticated and better than they were. They're not just losers anymore like they were for 15 years. They are good at it, and Georgia should just be ready to prepare to compete against Texas, Ohio State, Alabama, and then just whoever else that pops up every now and then, LSU, Florida. LSU could be really good this year.
They could be a title contender. I mean, that wouldn't be surprising at all.
It would not be shocking to me. But what would be odd to me is to hear Kirby as he gets older become more like Dabo the whole time. That ain't him. I mean, the Kirby Smart that I've been around would like literally snatch your eyeballs out. Yeah. To get a kid. But again, the world has changed. The math has changed. I think maybe he's still getting used to it.
Yeah.
We all are.
He's adapting, and adapt or die.
Well, that's one thing we talked about today too.
Yeah, and he knows it, and he's in that process.
I think he's trying to push back on it as much as he possibly can while also adapting. And maybe you're not going to get Tyler Atkinson or whoever it is if you're doing that. They're not going to always win out with that. And that was always the case. But
Sure.
you got to adapt a little bit more if you want to completely dominate, I'd say.
Thanks for watching.